Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a white chicken chili, a pumpkin dump cake, and we're also going to do 3 easy fall DIYs. So if you're all ready, let's get started with the white chicken chili first. Alright, first we're going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. I used olive oil, but you can use whichever oil you prefer to use. And then we're going to do 2 garlic cloves minced and add that in as well. And you're also here at this point, you can also add 1 medium onion. I'm not going to add an onion because none of my family likes finding onions, like chunks of onions, so I don't add it here. I usually add some some onion powder later in when I add my other seasonings. And it also said, the recipe also says that you can add in the chicken with this as well. Just add 1 more tablespoon of oil, and then, you know, saute your onion, your garlic, and your chicken all together. Okay, so next step, you're going to do 2 cans of Great Northern beans, drain them and rinse them, that's done, and then 1 pound of chicken breast cut up. Okay, so next we're going to put all this together in a pot. We'll start with my beans, put them all in there. Of course, I'm going to put my stove on low. Alright, and then I'm going to add my chicken. And then I'm going to add a thing of broth, chicken broth, 32 ounces. Alright. And then we're going to add 2 cans of green chilies. I think it said 4-ounce cans. So actually, I guess I'm just going to add 1 can. And then like a little bit off of this one. I don't know why. I read that and still proceeded to open up another whole can. Of course, I guess I would have had to anyway. But I'll just take a little bit off the top to kind of make it about 8 ounces here. And we got that. And then I'm going to do 1, it's hard to do with 1 hand. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of salt, and we like this Himalayan salt, pink Himalayan salt. You can use salt of your preference. And then I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of cumin and 1 teaspoon of oregano. Alright, and then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of pepper, which my pepper is about out, and I measured it and there was only like 1 teaspoon out, so 1 teaspoon left. And then I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which, if you're not a fan of it being it's not really bad. A lot of it tames down. It's not real spicy or anything, but if you like a little bit of spice in it, then you'll want to add that. If you don't, you can, of course, leave it out. Okay, so we got that all mixed up. We're going to let it cook for probably about 30 minutes and let all the flavors kind of blend together. Just keep it on low. Make sure it's not too high. And I also added my garlic into here. I forgot to say that, but the recipe actually says that you can cook your chicken, your garlic, and onion, like saute it all together. But I did not do that because I already had some chicken cooked up from a previous meal. I try to do that sometimes. I try to cook like a couple pounds of chicken, like if I know I'm gonna make soups or casseroles or something like that. It just makes easier meal prep. And so I already had a pound of chicken already cut up from yesterday when I cooked my other chicken. But if you want to cook it with the onion and with the garlic, you can do that. Okay, it has simmered for about 30 minutes. It smells so good. Now we're going to come over here and I'm going to do 1/4 cup of cornstarch and 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to mix that together real good. Make sure there isn't no lumps or anything like that. I always use a fork. You can use a whisk or whatever you want to use to kind of help make sure you don't have no lumps. Now I'm just going to add that mixture, cornstarch and water, to the soup. Alright, well now I'm just going to let that come to a boil so that it will thicken. And as you can see, it has come to a boil and it's thickened. So I'm going to go ahead and set it aside, and then I'm going to add the last 2 ingredients to it. Got some thieves going in my diffuser. It smells so much like fall in here. Okay, then lastly you're going to add a 1/2 cup of sour cream and a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. I, for some reason, did not video doing those steps, but alright, so I already added that into here, and I'm just going to stir it up real good because sometimes the sour cream doesn't like to mix up. And then I'm going to actually add mine into a crock pot and let it just be on like warm. And I'm gonna go pick up my son from school, and then that's what we'll end up having this for dinner. Next we're gonna make pumpkin dump cake. I've already sprayed my 9x13 pan, and I've got my oven preheating at 350. So first we're gonna add the pumpkin, 1 can of pureed pumpkin. I got a little helper today.
It works. Just gonna have to see it.
Next we're gonna add a cup of brown sugar. Go ahead. Good job. All right, Jaden, you wanna add the eggs?
Yeah.
We're gonna add 3 eggs. Careful. All right, and then we're gonna add a can of evaporated milk, a 12-ounce can of evaporated milk.
Let's go with this.
Next, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie spice. The mixture into our 9x13 pan that we've already greased, and it's going to be a little runny, so don't worry about that. Okay, so next you're going to sprinkle, the best you can, a yellow cake mix over top of it. And there isn't no like perfect way to do this, it's just try to spread it as evenly as possible. And you don't have to do anything to cake mix. You just open up the bag and pour it on top. Once you get the cake all spread out, you're going to take some chopped walnuts or pecans, whichever you prefer, and just sprinkle them over the top of it. Okay, then you're going to melt 2 sticks of butter, and you're just going to sprinkle it all over the top of it until you get it pretty evenly spread all over the top of the pumpkin dump cake. There you go. It's ready to go in the oven. You put it in the oven for 45 to 50 minutes until the edges are brown, and you put a knife in the center, and if it comes out clear, then it's done. So 350 for 45 to 50 minutes. And this is what it looks like once it's out of the oven. I usually let mine set for 20 to 30 minutes before eating it. Some people like it hot, some people like it to set a little bit. I like mine with whipped cream, and my husband likes his with some ice cream, but it is definitely one of our fall favorites. Okay, for our first DIY, I used a calendar from Dollar Tree, some shiplap paper from Hobby Lobby that was 25 cents, and you're going to need some Mod Podge and some scissors. I cut out the piece from November, and this is what it looked like. I downsized it a little bit smaller than the shiplap paper. The shiplap paper, I adhered to this frame that I got from Hobby Lobby, 90% off during the spring sale. It was like $1.49. And I Mod Podged the front of it, and then I laid down my shiplap paper that I cut to the size of the frame. Then I Mod Podged the top of it, and then I adhered the piece of the calendar on top of that and Mod Podged the top of it. And this is what I ended up with. I was pretty impressed. Yes, it did have a few little wrinkles in it. Mod Podge will do that if you don't get it spread out good enough. But I think it turned out really pretty, and you can always use like Elmer's glue or something else if that would work better for you. Okay, on to our second DIY. I bought 2 placemats from Dollar General for $2 each. I put them pumpkin sides facing each other and sewed around the entire placemat, leaving one hole at the end to pull it right side out, and then add in some stuffing from an old pillow that I already had on hand. You could do the same if you had something on hand. You could go to a thrift store, buy an old pillow, pull the stuffing out of it to fill this pillow with. Or Dollar General also sells $2 pillows that you could get that, and you take the stuffing out of it and make a couple of these. I debated on whether even sharing this because I wasn't able to record myself doing this, but there's a million tutorials on YouTube that you could easily look up, and it will go step by step on how to do this. I only shared it with y'all because I wanted to give y'all some ideas of some ways that you could add to your fall decor without spending a lot of money. I know that sometimes we change our colors and things from year to year, and this is a way that you could change your fall decor a little bit without spending a lot of money, and I think it turned out really nice. Okay, this will be our third DIY. Everything in the picture I got from Dollar Tree, except for the twine was from Walmart, but Dollar Tree does sell it. The buffalo check paper was from Hobby Lobby for 25 cents, and I did not use those little smaller pumpkins, the little die cut pumpkins. But what you're going to do is use your pumpkin, the little wooden pumpkin, trace on the back of the paper, cut it out, Mod Podge it onto your pumpkin. Put a layer of Mod Podge on the wood, add your paper, Mod Podge the top, let it dry, then add your letters that spell out fall. Space them out on your twine, run them through your twine, space them out, add your little leaves. The leaves have hooks already on them. And then I tied 2 bows at the end with the ribbon that I had as well. And that is all that you have to do. And I think it turned out really cute, and it was a very simple 5-minute DIY. I did also add little bows to the top of each of the pumpkins, but you don't have to do that. I just made simple little bows and hot glued them to the top of it.
Okay, that is all that I have for today. I appreciate y'all taking your time to watch this video. If you could please like and subscribe. And also, if you could comment in the comment section and let me know if this is something you enjoyed watching, the cook with me and the DIYs. I'm hoping within the next couple weeks or so to get a better setup so that I can do step by step with y'all to make it a little bit easier for you to understand how I'm doing it and things. I know the pictures are not the easiest way, but I still wanted to share them with y'all, and you can make them your own. And I would appreciate if you could also hit that bell, notification bell, so that you know anytime I post any of my future videos, it helps me out. And I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see y'all in the next one.